Sometimes people do blame you for the things that they do to you. Octavia Butler, Parable of the Talents, 1998, page 338. It's the second book in a duology, I don't know literary words, of Parable of the Sower being first and Parable of the Talents being second. These books are what would happen if you crossed an episode of The Walking Dead with a season of The Wire. They're brutal, exciting, philosophical, post-apocalyptic. There's a lot in this book that I could talk about, but one of the things that really stood out to me, which is a green sticky on page 160, sci-fi tech in The Walking Dead. One of the things that many post-apocalyptic books get wrong is that the technology all vanishes and disappears. Butler imagines it differently. The rich people start to live in little bubbles. And not just little bubbles, they retreat to like VR rooms where they can live in a fantasy that the world is not falling apart around them. And even though governments have collapsed and everything is on fire, they have enough money for private security to continue living in their technology-enabled dissociative distraction. And this got me thinking about Elon, and also Clarence Thomas, and also Jeff Bezos. Stick with me. Even the most suburbanite white boys grow up knowing don't get high on your own supply, but rich people do. Or rather, like the emperor with no clothes, they get high on their own information ecosystem and surround themselves with yes men, firing the people who will tell them no, until the only people that will work for them are the frickin' My Pillow guy. I didn't mention Trump yet, but all this logic applies to him. One of the core insights from Brian Stevenson is to be proximate to those who are suffering. If you bring yourself closer to the least of my people, to the suffering people of the world, it reframes your epistemology, your perception of the world, in a really meaningful way. But the super rich don't have to be proximate to anyone suffering. If something makes them uncomfortable, on the large part, they lobby it away, move away from it, or gentrify it away. They have millions of tools to remove from their immediate epistemic perception the things that make them uncomfortable or challenge their worldview. In a word, they radicalize themselves, not just in algorithmic bubbles, not just in physical bubbles, but with people like Murdoch and like Musk and like Trump, they even begin buying information ecosystems like Twitter and Fox News so that they don't even have to listen to any words that challenge their worldview. They don't have VR goggles to escape to while the world burns around them, but they might as well. So isolated from the suffering they create that they become sometimes people.